I spill blood if not for the pleasure of it?
Because men do not fear swords. They fear monsters. They run from them. By putting one village to the stake, I spared 10 more. Sometimes the world no longer needs a hero. Sometimes what it needs is a monster.
And you believe you know what it is to be a monster? Hmm? You have no idea. But I'm going to show you.
Like the capital, but as soon as you leave Dublin, everybody says Cork is the real capital.
Really?
No, I'm slightly biased in that sense.
I think
but,
so.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, I'm just going to step in for 2 seconds. Good to go, yeah?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
whole and everyone rolling, and we're away.
Guys, congratulations on the movie. Really, really enjoyed it. Luke, can I just start with you? What did you eat? Because you were ripped for Dracula
flesh.
Untold. Seriously, did you eat The Rock or Mr. Muscle or what?
It was more
Like-
about what I didn't eat.
Right.
Was more important than what I actually did eat. It was this. Yeah, there was a sacrifice in the character's journey, and it was a sacrifice in the actor who's playing the character. His journey was all about sacrificing the good things in life.
Right.
The nice, tasty food with sauces and chips and maybe wash it down with a pint of lager. None of those things happened for me. I had to be really strict. I had to be very, very strict with my diet and how much I was taking in with food and supplementing it with, helping the muscles, renew protein, all the boring stuff that goes on when you have to play a role like this. But, now I can look back and think, yeah, did it.
Guys, you said like the movie is about sacrifice. So just to jump on the sacrifice thing, Sarah, what was the one thing that you've kind of sacrificed personally in the last while? Not necessarily for Dracula Untold, but in the last while. What's a big sacrifice that you've made?
Ooh, I think, I love my job so much, and I think it's a really interesting kind of time for filmmaking because films, are being made all over the world. So I travel so much, so I'm never home. So that's the one thing that you kind of sacrifice as an actor is you're on the road and you're traveling constantly. But, that can also be one of the great and beautiful things about this profession too, is that you travel around the world, you get the opportunity to live somewhere new, make friends who are locals, understand the lifestyle there, and it's something really special and it's kind of a way of traveling that I love is living somewhere new and actually being a part of the day to day.
And there's a good lifestyle in the north of Ireland as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, party lifestyle. Similar to the
Fantastic.
Welsh lifestyle.
Similar, very similar. Yeah. No, I mean, Belfast is a wonderful place.
Yeah.
Really, really fun city. Great restaurants, amazing bars, great people. It was a good time.
Luke, for you, on the physical side of it, what was the most taxing thing? Because not only are you swinging a sword, you're swinging arms and legs and everything else. So was there any of the physical side quite challenging for you? Or what did you do to prepare for that side of it?
Well, there was a lot of training before the film began. I was there for like a month before we began shooting and training with my trainer and with the stunt team and the stunt coordinator. There was a lot to do. There was huge fight sequences in the film, lots of stunt trickery that I had to learn, and really enjoyable. That's all I had to do. I had to just head down and just get on with the job at hand. Nothing else really distracted me from what I had to do, and I did it for 4.5 months.
Can you bring any of those other skills now to everyday life from here on in?
I mean, I always go to the gym, but I do it for myself. I
Right.
don't have somebody breathing down my neck telling me to, you can't eat that, or you can't drink that, or you have to turn up here and wake up, let's go to the gym. I do it for myself. But it's nice to relax anyway when you're not doing a movie.
Sure.
You've got to live your life.
Did you guys take anything from the set? Because there was some really authentic looking props and set pieces. Did you guys get anything, take anything home?
I don't know if I took anything.
I did.
You took it.
You take it or steal
Go
it?
to his house and it's like,
I stole a
oh,
couple of
Dracula.
things. Got given another few things. There's a scene in the film where I'm lying on a huge mound of coins which have my face on them. They printed 500,000 of them.
I want one of those.
You don't have any of those?
I don't have any of
I've
those.
got hundreds.
Really?
I'll send you a couple.
Yeah.
So I took a few of those, and they made them in pewter to begin with, and they are beautiful.
Wow.
So I got a few of those, and then they gave me my sword, which
Very cool.
felt like it, should be on my wall. It's a very important part of his character. It has this amazing bronze gilt dragon head, which is the
Really cool.
It's a beautiful piece of
Brilliant.
weaponry.
That's obviously blunt, yeah.
Blunt, but if you hit yourself, if you hit you hard enough, you'd hurt yourself.
Brilliant stuff. Guys, what's next for you? Sarah, you're going down the royal path next, are you, with a girls' night out?
Yeah, I am. I shot a film earlier in the year called Girls' Night Out. It's about Princess Margaret and Princess Elizabeth on VE night, celebrating amongst the people. And it's a really kind of personal and exciting film for me because my Nana was in the Women's Auxiliary Air Force, and that's where she met my granddad, and they were both in Trafalgar Square on VE night together. And so it was amazing to kind of reenact those moments, knowing that at that time in history they had been there.
Brilliant. And Luke, obviously you're taking on a dragon again in a couple of weeks or a couple of months. I got to ask you, because there was a lot of people tweeting me this morning going, ask him, is he doing anything with Bond? I know I'm putting you on the spot.
Am I doing anything with
James Bond?
No, nothing at all.
Nothing?
No.
Okay. Guys, thank you very much. Sequel?
Let's
for Dracula
hope.
Untold? Yeah?
Let's hope so, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
brilliant stuff. Guys, thank you very much. Continued success.
Thank you.
I understand you have a weakness for silver. He is waiting for you.
Gary, congratulations on Dracula Untold. Really, really enjoyed it. It's refreshing to get an origin story because I suppose Dracula is one of the most famous cinematic monsters of all time. So how did it feel to you knowing that this was going to be an origin story?
I thought it was a great opportunity to explore the character in a way that hadn't been done before. When I first got the script, you know, I'd already known the Vlad Tepes story and the Vlad the Impaler story, and I mean it's fascinating, frightening part of history. But then how the writers were able to take those seeds, you know, of history and be able to blend it up into this well-peppered story that involves a lot of fiction. It was a great prospect. I wanted to know who was the man behind the myth.
Was there an instant kind of idea would have popped into your head when you read the script for, we'll say, Vlad and the sets? Did you have a kind of an image that instantly came to you and it kind of stayed there, or how did it develop throughout the process?
No, I think as you're putting it all together, I had a very specific idea how I wanted to tell the story, how I wanted to shoot the story, but that all goes out the window once you start shooting because you know I'm working with an incredible crew that have so much to deliver and so much to offer, you know, and so much experience that you go in with these certain ideas that you hope they work. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't work, but then you really rely on the experience of the likes of my DOP, John Schwartzman. We shot the entire film on film. It was on 35 millimeter anamorphic, and you know I wouldn't have had that opportunity to ever shoot a film on film had it not been for John being there with me and really pushing it through the studio. So things evolved in a very different way like that, and then film, then just working on film, it just influences a lot of decisions and creative decisions that you make after that.
Because the movie looks amazing. Like I know a lot of it was shot in Northern Ireland. You know, if you look at Game of Thrones, you go, yeah, it's kind of recognizable. But this, you guys done an amazing job. Where did you start kind of coming together with a production crew to put this together, and the visual effects? The bats are awesome.
Framestore was our visual effects company. When we hired them, they were in the process of just finishing off Gravity. They have an amazing crew in there. They had a great supervisor, Christian Mans, that they gave over to us. So, you know, again, you're just relying on a lot of people's experience and what they bring to the table. And everything is all about methodology. You get into these meetings that, like, there's endless meetings that you have to go through. And I mean, that's a brutal part of the process. But what's great is you get a feel for how many ideas people can offer up. And my role in the process is to be able to take on a lot of those ideas, and if I feel it's going to work for the film, keep it. If it's not, have to, you know, discard it.
Did you have a kind of a preconceived idea of how many bats you would have needed on screen? Because obviously it's factoring in the thousands, tens of thousands.
Well, I felt it was going to be about 3 million that we're going to need, and we actually used about 3 million and one.
Really?
Yeah.
Brilliant stuff. So listen, just before we wrap up, the ending kind of obviously, without going into spoiler territory, leaves it open for a sequel. Is that something that's interesting to you? Is it on the cards?
If an audience wants a sequel, they'll let us know. That's the honest answer, and the studio will make a film if the audience wanted to. As a creative prospect, going back in and doing this film, I absolutely loved working with Luke, Sarah too, and our cast and our crew. And it's like, to get a chance to go back, there's a lot of things I learned on the first time around. There's a lot of things that changed the second time around. I'd approach a story in a different way, because it'd become like a second act in a 3-act structure. But I mean, I'm certainly interested in exploring it further.
I think it would be great to have a whole new franchise going, because you say Luke was fantastic, Sarah was great, and you know, I'd love to see more. So listen, thank you for your time. Continued success.
Thanks so much, Vic. Take care.
Ah!